What's up, guys? Coach Jay back with you for another 7-minute AMRAP. This time we're going to be talking about a little barbell etiquette. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I've recorded this particular video 3 times, and for some reason it just doesn't need to save, and I don't have my notes with me today. So we're winging it, and I may forget something, so we might get to do a barbell etiquette, edition 2.7 or 7.2, whatever you want to do. So we're going to get the clock started. We're going to talk a little bit about barbells and how to handle yourself around them. So let's get the clock going. 7 minutes on the clock. And go. So barbell etiquette. So a lot of people weren't brought up in the barbell sports. I wasn't. So there's a lot of things that you may not know about barbells in general. So at CFC, we have 3 typical barbells. We have a hex bar in the corner thanks to one of our kind members. It doesn't get used a whole lot unless you have a back injury. So let's talk about the ones we do use most of the time. We have our training bar. This one is the shortest bar that you're going to see. It is a silver, typically it looks silver. It is a 15-pound bar. We call it a training bar because it doesn't have a lot of spin to it. Although I did just WD-40 these, so that's a little bit better than normal. But we try to get off these as soon as possible and move you up to the next level bar, which is a 35-pound bar. Typically referred to as a ladies bar. It is the Goldilocks size, or the mama size bar. It's the middle bar. It has a little bit smaller diameter on the handle, or not really handle, but on the bar itself, so that smaller hands can grip it a little bit better. I personally like this one better because my hands actually fit all the way around it. But it is a 35-pound bar, typically referred to as ladies, and that's about all there is to say about this. All right, so the last one is the tallest bar we have, and this is a 45-pound bar. I believe they're 7 foot. I don't know. You can compare it to me. I'm 5'5", so yeah, I'm going to go with 7 foot. It is a little bit thicker, commonly referred to as a men's bar, a guy's bar, because it is a little bit thicker bar. But it is a 45-pound bar. So all of these have ball bearings in the collar, which is the portion right here, that allows the bars to spin. The reason I point that out is twofold. Number one, never drop an empty bar, because what it does is it damages these bars. And even our lower end bars are still $250, $300 Olympic bars, and so replacing these gets real pricey real quick. I try to clean them at least twice a year so that they do spin, because the spin's important when you're doing the Olympic lifts, snatches, clean and jerks, that sort of thing. The spin really helps. So when you are putting them in one of our upright racks, please be sure to delicately put them in and not drop them, like so. The main reason for that is, once again, there are ball bearings in there, and that can compress the ball bearings and actually cause damage. So, some tips: don't ever drop an empty barbell. Or if you have change plates or metal plates, these are called change plates. They're the smaller denomination, so 2.5, 5-pound plates. We have some 10-pound metal plates that we have out. But if you've got those on there, please try not to drop the bar. Now, if you're in danger of losing it or causing an injury, by all means, sacrifice the bar before your arm or before your head or your shoulder or whatever it happens to be. I prefer you over the barbell. But if you're just tired, try not to drop an empty barbell. If you have a 10-pound plate or a 15-pound plate, one of the smaller ones that are very thin, try not to drop that from overhead. Once again, if you're just tired and just that's one thing. If you're actually going to be losing it, by all means, sacrifice the plate. But those are not necessarily meant to withstand repetitive drop onto the floor from an overhead position. Even if you're as short as I am, they just don't stand up to it, so they break typically. Once you get to the 25s and the 45s, by all means, drop those suckers. They're built to withstand it. Do we have them break from time to time? Absolutely. But the ones that we've had do that have been around for a while, and we've gotten our money's worth out of them. Plus, our providers are really good about working with us to get those plates replaced. So, don't like losing them, but we can do something about them. So, real important there. I would be remiss, this is kind of a funny back and forth between Coach Will and myself. Coach Will is an old school weightlifter barbell kind of guy. So he's going to want to be sure, see if I can direct it over there. So we have a couple of different kinds of 45-pound plates. We've got, and I don't think you can see them from here, but we've got some of the crumbles, which are a little bit thicker than the others and a little thinner. Also, we have some green tins. We have crumbled 15s and non-crumbled tins. Use the same kind of plates. We'll actually be very happy I said that. So if you're putting 45s on there, use the same kind of 45s. If you want to see him just cringe, a couple of other folks in the gym just kind of tweak out a little bit, put a 25-pound com plate and a 25-pound bumper plate on the same barbell, and they'll just have a fit. On the opposite end of the gym, I'm not going to walk down there and get some. We have our competition plates. Those are the ones with the metal in the middle. They don't bounce near as much. There's an argument from Coach Matt that they weigh more. I just keep telling them that you're, RX plus in the workout if you think they weigh more. They do feel a little bit different. They don't bounce near as much. I prefer them. Some people don't. But they're a little bit more sturdy. So, and that's what I'm getting at. If you want to see Will cringe, put a comp plate and a bumper plate on one side of the barbell and he'll cringe. But no, most of the time you do want to have the same kind of plate on each side of the barbell so that you get some uniformity to the bar and that they're going to act the same way. Otherwise, you may have one that bounces higher than the other one, and it can cause some problems if you're trying to step over the bar. And if you're really good, you always put these on the inside so nobody can see what you're lifting. So, the other thing I wanted to hit on with regards to barbell etiquette, especially when you're talking about Olympic lifts, try not to ever stand directly in front, just like I am this camera, try not to stand directly in front of somebody when they're getting ready to lift. It's distracting, it can be problematic, and they lose focus. So try not to ever stand in front of somebody. Always stand off to the side. If you'll ever notice, a lot of the times our coaches will stand at an angle or to the side, and so we can get a better look at the lifts. Occasionally, we will specifically say, I'm going to stand right in front of you and do that. The other thing, from a safety standpoint, don't ever walk behind somebody in the middle of a lift. It's just, if they have to dump it backwards, they don't know you're there. It's from a safety standpoint, try not to ever walk in front of somebody or behind somebody when they're in the middle of a lift. And some of these plates, those Crumble 15s, Huntley will verify with this, those suckers jump 3 feet, and they may jump 3 feet to the left or right. So anytime we got a barbell workout, that's the number one reason why we're always making sure the kids are in the kids' room or at least off the floor sitting on the bench and out of the way. But when you've got a barbell workout going on, keep your wits around you because there's a good chance they may jump left or right. So hopefully I covered everything. Time's running out, so it's time to call it a day. Y'all have a good one and have fun with the barbell.